It's the last naturally aspirated mid-engine Ferrari I think we'll ever make, just as a straight naturally aspirated car. And it's impossible to beat the sound. Listen to this. Oh, you have to hear it from outside the car. I told you I'm going to do this whole thing. That exhaust sounds so F1 and so sick. You're going to love it. So nobody's immune to aging. And one of the things that happens to guys as they age is most of them tend to lose their hair. Not really fun. A lot of guys tend to ignore it. And there's a small subsection of guys that are able to sneak between the raindrops and they have this full head of hair their entire life without doing anything. Well, we're all jealous of that, and there are ways and steps that we can take as the balding community to combat the symptoms and the effects of aging. And that's where today's video sponsor, Keeps, is here to help. Most guys start experiencing hair loss by the time they're 35. That's very young, and it's not a process that reverses itself. Now, would they like to keep their hair or regrow hair? Absolutely. And that's where Keeps is going to come in, and they're going to remove the hurdles that prevent most guys from treating the condition. Who likes the process of going to the doctor's office, the pharmacy, and standing in line for everything? Nobody. That's why Keeps, you can get good quality expert care without ever visiting the doctor's office or a pharmacy. All Keeps treatment plans are doctor recommended and delivered straight to your door for about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. Keeps physicians are going to help you select the right products and treatments for your specific condition and hair goals so you can create a routine that works for you, because products that you don't use are pretty much worthless. Easily subscribe to Keeps and get refill reminders so you'll never run low on the products you need to take care of your hair. So hair loss stops with Keeps. For a special offer on Keeps hair loss treatments, visit keeps.com/SSR. I put a link right below in the description. That's KEEPS.com/SSR for a special offer on Keeps hair loss treatments. Link right below in the description. All right, as I said, I've been on a tear buying cars, and this week has been no exception. I like this one. I feel like I'm showing off a little bit. My favorite Ferrari, pretty much that I can afford, it's right there. What's that? 458, everybody. 2015 Ferrari 458 in all of its sexy glory. And this is how it just came off of a truck. Filthy. Filthy, filthy, filthy. I'm about to wash it, but you can see, yeah, this is not because it was transported up. It came up in one day. This is what it looks like because this is how I got it. I will just, let me show it off a little bit. This thing, and when I say I can afford it, it looks like a 458 Speciale. It is not a 458 Speciale. It is a 2015 458 with a rebuilt title. Now, rebuilt title, Rob, what are you kidding me? When you know how to buy cars, you can get good cars for very cheap. Now, this car, I've got all the documentation of the previous history and the accident on this car, and they got the factory parts. And you can see from the factory parts, when I tell you Weenie's own exotic cars and they're able to get things totaled out that shouldn't be totaled out, here's the factory front bumper, right? Factory front bumper, which actually probably has a pretty decent value to it. Factory front bumper, which is replaced with the aftermarket bumper. And then up here is the factory hood. As you can see, this car, and I think I saw little dents under here. Where are they? Yeah, like right here, a little dent here, but I don't even know if that's normal or not. I really got to take it apart. But this car is not bad at all. I don't know why it ended up with the branded title, but it's got a rebuilt title. The guy took that opportunity to throw the aftermarket bumper and hood on it, threw the stripe on it, and now it's got, and the carbon bits, it's got that, it's got the side skirts here, the little fins, and underneath It's got the carbon under tray. And then it's got the Innotek exhaust. And the Innotek exhaust, I mean, I can make an entire video dedicated to how sick that thing sounds. But first I want to clean it up, go through it. Let me show you, like I see a door ding right here. The sun is helping point that out. It's pretty much perfect otherwise as far as the initial look. This wheel, this finish is screwed up on this specific wheel. I don't know if you can see this. So this one's gonna have to be redone. I like the way this fender liner fits in versus the other side. See, this is not bolted in behind the bumper. It could just be the way the bumper fits. That's what happens when you get an aftermarket bumper. And if that's the case, that's the case. That doesn't bother me so much. The wheel doesn't rub. The other wheels are all good. It's not my favorite interior. I do like the black dash. I may even swap out, go to Fur Parts, swap out for some black seats, and I think that would make me happy. But this is a two-tone interior right now. The issues I'm having, I just got it PPI down at Ferrari at Fort Lauderdale. It checked out, and my God, did PPIs get expensive. I thought it was like 300 bucks, 400 bucks. It's like 1,200. Let's start it up. Vroom, vroom. It's got the TPMS, which I knew about, and it's giving me a gearbox not in parking position. So when I turn it off, it's telling me the gearbox isn't in parking position, so it leaves it in what's called car wash mode. And then it's got a engine control system failure, go to dealer. None of this should be on. I knew about the TPMS. None of the other stuff should be on because dealer said it was all taken care of. Obviously, I got to get it checked out. I'll bring it over to Corsa Motors. The sticky buttons I knew about. This is what came up in the PPI. We've got the sticky buttons, and not all of them. These are good. This is good. These are okay down here. These are good. These are good. These are good. These are good. Just really the blinkers are sticky on this one. And then they said there was a sagging headliner, but I don't see that as being a problem to me. I don't see that. I've got the floor mats. I mean, other, like maybe this can get redone. Really a clean car. Car's got 8,500 miles on it. So the car wholesale, if I put the factory bumper on and the factory hood, the wholesale on a factory 2015 458 was $250. I paid $180, then after the PPI I got it down to $178. So I've got $178, which is $70,000 less than wholesale for a 458. Now, it's still a 458 in every way, shape, or form. It's just all sorts of awesome. I love this car. It's the last naturally aspirated mid-engine Ferrari I think we'll ever make, just as a straight naturally aspirated car. And it's impossible to beat the sound. Listen to this. Oh, you have to hear it from outside the car. I told you I'm going to do this whole thing. That exhaust sounds so F1 and so sick. You're going to love it. But I think this is a great purchase. I'm going to drive it home, watch what happens here when I turn it off. It's going to say gearbox not in parking position, and it's in car wash mode. But it's got the parking brake. So I'll figure that out tonight. Everything will get sorted tomorrow. But I was just excited to share this car with you because this is my favorite Ferrari that they make, which is a 458. It's probably the best car that's come out of Maranello ever. It just looks so good. This configuration, if I could afford a Speciale, I'd probably get one. But for $600,000 versus $200,000, it's a no-brainer. If I were going to change anything, I could change the interior to make it a Speciale. I think the horsepower is about the same. And then the intake, there's a carbon intake on the Speciale that looks very cool, carbon air box. And then there's a different rear deck lid. Here's a little ducktail, which I may get just to complete the look. Otherwise, And then I think the Speciale connects the grill back here with the bumper. Don't know if I'm gonna go crazy and get the bumper, but I think the ducktail, if I get that, completes this car for me. I'll change the seats out in the interior, maybe get the sporty seats that I like. And this thing is my favorite purchase I've made to date. Now I have the 360, the 458, the F8, and I don't have the 430. Would I buy a 430 to complete that? And then Cheval up there has got the 355. So we got 355, 360, no 430, 458, 488, which is not here right now, and then the F8. That's pretty awesome Ferrari collection. I never thought I'd be a Ferrari collector. When I go back to myself 20 years ago, my aspiration was to own a Corvette. One Corvette by the time I'm 40. Now I'm 41. I've got a gaggle of Ferraris amongst other cars, and that's pretty cool. So anyone can make it. If I can make it without ever having a real job and figuring things out, so can you. Thanks for watching. Give me the thumbs up on this car. You have no option other than give me a thumbs up on this car. It's sick. A 458 is something I need in my life because I think the era of like naturally aspirated, awesome, fun cars is over. So it's time to grab them while they're there and sit on it forever. This is mine. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.